Hello, a very good evening to all. So, in this video, we are going to solve the question paper of the AIT 2, right? So, in this video, basically, I'm going to provide you a chemistry solution of AIT 2 paper, right? I hope सबका पेपर अच्छा गया होगा, सबने अच्छे से ट्राई किया होगा क्वेश्चंस करने का. However, जिन क्वेश्चंस में किसी को जो प्रॉब्लम्स है, जो डिस्कस करना है, so in this video, we are going to solve and try to solve this question, right? So this video is going to be very very important. तो ध्यान से देखना, ध्यान से समझना. हम लोग इसमें जितने भी तुम लोग के डाउट्स है AIT 2 के रिलेटेड उन क्वेश्चंस को यहाँ सॉल्व करने हैं. चलो, so शुरू करते हैं. So what is the first question in your paper? That is this question. That is water and ethanol form non-ideal solution with the positive deviation from the Rod's law. And this will, okay. So this solution will have the vapor pressure. So we know that this question is from the solution chapter, right? And from the liquid solution, right? So we all know that what is non-ideal solution. Non-ideal solution are those solutions which do not obey Raoult's law, right? Which do not obey Raoult's law. Okay, so they are the two types. Either they are positive, they show positive deviation, or they are showing negative deviation. So non-ideal solution show two type of deviation, that is positive deviation and the negative deviation, right? So in this question they are asking water and ethanol. So we all know that water and ethanol show which type of deviation, that is the positive deviation, right? So water and ethanol show positive deviation. This is also mentioned in this question. So what do you mean by the positive deviation? So in positive deviation, the vapor pressure increase. Why increase? Because in this force of attraction decreases. So as force of attraction between the water and ethanol is very less, that's why the vapor pressure increases. So we can say that more than vapor pressure of the pure water. So what the question they basically they are asking, this solution have the vapor pressure to more than vapor pressure of the pure water, right? So because let us consider with an example, this is a pure water, right? So this is the pure water. So in this we have only water. Now in this we have water, 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 as well as ethanol, that is C2H5 and OH. And the question is asking, out of these two cases, in which case the vapor pressure is more, right? So vapor more than the vapor pressure of pure water. Why? Because if you considering here the force of attraction is very weak, repulsion forces are there, so we can say that the vapor pressure is increases. So which option is correct, beta? That is option number C. That is more than the vapor pressure of the pure water, right? That is more than the vapor pressure of the pure water. Now, move to the next question, that is question number 32. So this question is also very, very important. That is the vapor pressure of the pure benzene at 50 degrees Celsius is 268 torr. How many moles of the non-volatile solute per mole of benzene is required to prepare a solution of a benzene having a vapor pressure of 167 torr at 50 degrees Celsius? So the value is provided and you have to calculate the mole fraction of that solute, right? So we know from the Raoult's law. What do you know better? So we know from the Raoult's law that is P is equal to P naught B multiplied by XB, right? That is P is equal to P naught B multiplied by XB. And here benzene act as a solvent, right? Always remember benzene act as solvent. Benzene act as solvent. Okay. So here benzene act as a solvent. Now how will you find XB? So we'll find XB is equal to 167 divided by 268 because value is given now. XB is equal to P upon P naught B, and this is the P, right? And this is P naught B. So value is already given. So XB comes out to be 0.623. But this is the mole fraction of benzene. But in this question, they're asking mole fraction of the solute. So we know that the sum of the mole fraction of a solute plus the sum of the benzene, that is solvent, is equal to 1. Hmm? So we can actually calculate the mole fraction of solute is equal to 1 minus the mole fraction of benzene, that is 0.623. So on solving, what you get? 0.377. So option A is absolutely correct for this question. Okay? So option A is correct, that is 0.377. Now, move to the next question, that is question number 33. That is, a storage battery contains solution of H2SO4 by 38% by weight. So mass is given. What will be the Ventov factor if the delta TF experiment is found to be this, and Kf is also given? So this question is from the colligative property. So you have to calculate the value of Ventov factor. So let me calculate the value of this. So we know that the formula, that is delta TF is equal to Kf into molality, that is mass of solute, mass of solute divided by molar mass. So Kf into mass of solute divided by molar mass into 1000 into 1000 and divided by what? That is divided by mass of solvent. Mass of solvent. So this is the formula of the molality into multiply by Ventov factor. Now this delta TF is given. Delta TF is equal to 29.08. Kf is also given, that is 1.86. Mass of solute is also given, that is 38 gram. Molecular mass of H2SO4 is 98, we all know. This is 1000. Mass of solvent, if 38% means what? 38% means 38 gram is mass of the solute, then 38 and 240, 62. That is 62 gram mass of solvent. So this is the mass of solvent and this is the. So you can actually very easily calculate the value of the type because all values are known. So you just by solving this, you can calculate I. So on solving, you'll get I comes out to be, what is the value of I? So on solving, you'll get I comes out to be 2.5, right? So this is how you can actually calculate. So the value of I is 2.5. Now, move to the next question. That is question number 34. So what this question asks basically, for the electrochemical cell M, M plus and X negative and X, E naught of M plus to M is given, right? And E X X negative is also given. From the data, one can deduce that. What do you mean by this following data? So we know that higher the value of the reduction potential, they will behave as a cathode. So this will act as cathode and this will act as anode. So this will act as anode. So what is the EMF of the cell? Can you calculate? So we know that on calculating the EMF of the cell, how will you calculate the EMF of the cell? That is E cathode minus E anode, right? Standard reduction potential. So cathode कौन है जिसकी वैल्यू ज्यादा है? That is 0.44 minus 0.33. So on solving, you'll get 0.11 volt, right? 0.11 volt. But here in this question, they are given minus of 0.114 volt, which is wrong. This is also not possible. This is also not possible. So this M plus X, this will give M plus X, right? Yeah, here plus sign is supposed to be there in the question. So that is M plus or X negative is a spontaneous solution. So we can easily say that, yeah, because the M having good reduction potential value, so they can be converted. So we can say that the option A is absolutely correct because the rest all options are incorrect. Now, move to the next question. That is the equivalent conductance of an infinite dilution solution of ammonium chloride is 150, and the ionic conductance of OH negative and Cl negative ions are also given. That is 198 and 176 respectively. Now, if the equivalent conductance of a 0.01 normality solution of ammonium hydroxide is 9.6, what will be its degree of dissociation? So you need to calculate its degree of dissociation. So how will you calculate? So actually we know that the formula for calculation of degree of dissociation is molar conductance, or we say equivalent conductance divided by equivalent conductance at infinite dilution. So this is the formula that we are used to calculate the degree of dissociation. Now in this question, let's calculate the value of this lambda EQ equivalent and lambda not equivalent. Okay. Chalo. So we know that for the calculation of lambda naught equivalent by using the Collar's law. Let us calculate for the ammonium chloride. Right, so ammonium chloride we can write as this equivalent of NH4 plus, NH4 plus and plus this equivalent of Cl negative. Right. Now we know the value. We know the value of this. This value is given, that is 150. Right. This value is given as 150 and chlorine negative having value 76. So we can easily calculate the value of NH4 plus because this value is also given 76. So on solving, you'll get the equivalent conductance of NH4 plus, and this comes out to be 150 minus 76, that is 74. Right. Similarly, that is equivalent conductance of ammonium hydroxide is also given, that is NH4 and OH. Right. So we can write as equivalent conductance of NH4 plus, plus equivalent conductance of OH negative ion. Okay. So NH4 plus OH negative ion. The value is given. This value is around 9.6 is given. So this is 9.6. You get the value of this, that is 74. Huh? You get the value of this now, 74. So 9.6 is given already, and this value is 74 and plus 198, right? Plus 198, that is OH negative values. Okay. So you'll get the value of this. So this value comes out to be uh, because if the equivalent conductance of 0.0.1 of solution of aluminum hydroxide is 9.6. So this value is already given. So on solving, what you'll get beta, you'll get 198 plus 74. So 198 plus 74, that is equal to 272. Right. So what is the degree of dissociation? The value is already given, that is alpha lambda equivalent is already given, that is 9.6, and this also we calculated 272. So on solving you'll get 0.0353. Right. So which option is correct? That is A. So option A is absolutely correct for this question. Now, move to the next question. That is the two substance, that is A having half-life time 5 minutes and substance B having half-life time 15 minutes are taken in a such a way that the initially A concentration of A is equal to 4 times the concentration of B. The time after which both the concentration will be equal is assuming reaction are of the first order. So by assuming the first order reaction, you need to calculate the time after which both the concentration will be equal. So this is very good question. So we know for the first order reaction, what we know better. So we know from the first order reaction, that is R is equal to R naught E minus K T. So this is the desired equation for the first order equation. Now, according to according to question, concentration at time t is equal to concentration at time t. So this thing is already given according to this question, assuming reaction are of first order and concentration will be equal. So you have to calculate the time at which the concentration become equal. Now just put the value. So we can put the value like here we can also represent it R and R. We can represent by R or C, no matter. किसी से भी represent कर सकते हैं. ठीक है? This is also R. Okay. Now just put the value. So we know the value. What is R? So basically we can write as R, and this is R A, that is E minus K A T, and this is equal to R B E minus B, and this is E. So this value is already given when you divide these two equation, right? When you divide these two equation, that is RA by RB, RA by RB. What you'll get? You'll get E minus KA by KT, okay? And this will be divided by E minus, एक सेकेंड, RA by RB क्या है ना, RA by RB, तो ये B हो जाएगा, B, and this is A into T, right? Now their value is already given in the question, that is RA by RB is equal to 4. So just put the value. So RA by RB is nothing but is equal to 4. And this become E, and this is ln2 divided by 5 minus ln2 divided by 15, and this will multiply by t. So this is how will you write it. So just solve this value. So on solving, what you will get? So on solving, because we are taking, now here is e. So this e, we know that कि जब भी e को हटाना होता है तो log लेना होता है. So if you're taking log both side, this e is removed. So this will become ln4. This become ln2 by 5, and this is ln2 by 15, and multiply by t. So on just solving and putting the value of ln and all this thing, you get the value of t. So this value t comes out to be 15 million. So which of the following answer is correct, beta? That is this one, 15 million. ठीक है? I hope सबको समझ आया होगा. We are just using the first order equation, and according to the question, the concentration will be equal, and just by putting the values you calculate this. ठीक है? Now, move to the question number 38. Select the rate law that correspond to the data shown for the following reaction, that is A plus B gives us C. So we have a experiment number like A and B concentrations are given, and we have a 4 experiment number, and initial rate are also given. So you have to basically predict the rate law, right? So determining the rate law, you need to calculate the order of the reaction. So if you know the order of reaction. So if you know the order of reaction, then only you are able to calculate this value. Okay. So if you know the order of reaction, then you are only able to calculate the value of this. So let's calculate the value of this, right? So we know that according to the rate law, we can write as K concentration of A raised to the power X, concentration of B raised to the power Y. Now you need to calculate the value of this X and Y. So if you're taking this here 0.24, 0.35, 0.35. So this equation 1 and equation 3. So in this case, the concentration of B are same. So we are basically taking this equation 1 and 3 so that we can cancel out concentration of B, right? So if you divide equation, here the rate is also same. So if you divide this equation, so divide 3 by 1, right? So this, let me write this name as the one. So divide, इसको A नाम दे देते हैं. तो divide equation 3 by 1. So क्या मिला भाई, जल्दी बताओ. 0.110, 0.110 रेट की वैल्यू हो गई है. नाउ कंसंट्रेशन की वैल्यू फटाफट लिखो. तो ये हो जाएगा 0.024 एंड रेज टू द पावर x, और ये हो जाएगा 0.035 रेज टू द पावर y. नीचे क्या आएगा भाई? 0.012 raised to the power x and 0.035 raised to the power y. तो ये कट गया पूरा, ये कट गया पूरा. So क्या आंसर आया? तो ये आया 1, and this 12, 24 2 टाइम्स में कट गया, 2 raised to the power x. तो भाई किसी की भी वैल्यू 1 कब आती है? जब उसका पावर क्या हो? 0. तो साफ सा पता लग गया x इज इक्वल टू 0. तो x का तो कोई चक्कर है ही नहीं, ये अब जो भी है वो सिर्फ y है. तो ये तो खत्म हो गया भाई, ए तो खत्म हो गया, यानी बी पे डिपेंड कर रहा है ओनली. ठीक है, अब ये दो ऑप्शन तो ऐसे ही एलिमिनेट हो गए. तो ओनली बस ये दो ऑप्शन बचे, तो फटाफट देख लेते हैं. तो अगर मैं डिवाइड कर दूं फोर्थ को, दिस इज इक्वेशन 4. अगर मैं फोर्थ को 1 से डिवाइड कर दूं, ठीक है, अगर मैं किसको कर दूं, फोर्थ को 1 से डिवाइड कर दूं, fourth divided by 1, so what you will get, that is 0.80, and ये हो जाएगा आपका 0.10, and put the value like 0.024 raised to the power x, and इधर क्या आ जाएगा 0.070 raised to the power y. यहाँ भी क्या हो जाएगा 0.024 raised to the power x and 0.035 raised to the power y. तो ये तो कैंसिल, ये हो गया 2 टाइम्स में कैंसिल, और ये हो गया भाई तुम्हारा 8. तो 8 is equal to 2y. तो obvious 8 मतलब क्या है, 2 की पावर 3 and this is 2 की पावर y. तो y is equal to 3. तो y यहाँ 3 है, x 0 है, तो कौन सा एक्सप्रेशन सही है? दैट इज a. दैट इज रेट इज इक्वल टू k a b के कंसंट्रेशन 3 टाइम. ठीक है, तो इस तरीके से हमने इसको सॉल्व किया. Now, move to the next question. That is, the following mechanism has been proposed for the exothermic catalyzed complex reaction. A, B, and the reaction, the step is fast, we'll get AB. Now, AB, that is in presence of K1, that is slow reaction, they form AB plus I, and K2, they form P plus A. So, if K1 is much smaller than K2, the most suitable qualitative plot of potential energy versus reaction coordinate of the following. Right. So here we can see that since the reaction is exothermic, the first value is given, the reaction is the exothermic. So the enthalpy of product is always lower than the enthalpy of the reactant, right? So enthalpy of product is always lower than. So in this case, you can observe that this is the enthalpy of the reactant higher, and this is the enthalpy of the product. So this will be lower. Where here in this case, this is the enthalpy of the reactant, this is the enthalpy of the product. So this enthalpy of the product is much more. So this will not be there. Here also we can say that A plus B reactant. So this will takes place taken. Now, so this option is completely eliminated because the enthalpy of the product can't be more than reactant in case of exothermic reaction. Since the conversion of A plus B to I, right, A plus B to I, AB is fast, the energy of activation for this process is very low. Right, this reaction flow is very fast, so their activation energy must be very low. So always remember. So out of these, which having the minimum activation energy. So we can say that this one from AB to A plus B combined together to form AB plus I. Right, AB plus I. This one, this first step, right? So this energy is very smaller as compared to this. This is very broader energy, right? So we can say that this option A is absolutely correct. Since the K1 is a much smaller than K2, the energy of activation for the conversion of AB to AB plus I is much larger. So from these reasons, we can say that correct graph for this question is option A. Now, the next question is, that is the sum of the effective number of octahedral and the tetrahedral voids in the unit cell, right? So you have to calculate the sum of the effective number of octahedral and the tetrahedral voids in a unit cell Mg FCC type. So in this type, you need to calculate this value. Now we know that if the number of atoms, let me calculate here, question number 40, right? So question number 40, if the number of atoms, if the number of atom is equal to n, right? If the number of atom is equal to n, so number of octahedral bonds is also n. So the number of octahedral voids is also is equal to 2. Okay? So if the number of atom is n, then the number of octahedral voids is also equal to n, right? This is octahedral words, right? So this is only n, not 2n. Now, what about the tetrahedral words? We all know the tetrahedral words is twice the octahedral words. So tetrahedral words कितना हो जाएगा यहाँ पे? 2n. So this will become 2n. Now the sum of octahedral and tetrahedral words, इनका sum कर दो. So this will be 2n plus n. So this comes out to be 3n. Now effective number of atom in the unit cell of FCC are 4. So effective number of atom in FCC is equal to 4. So therefore the number of voids कितने हो जाएंगे? Total ये 3 है into 4. तो 3 चौक 12. That is 12. So which option is correct, beta? That is option number D. Option D is absolutely correct for this question. Now move to the next question, that is question number 41. So ligand contains. So we all know that ligand are those, for example, ammonia, they also called as ligand because they have lone pair of electrons. So those having the lone pair of electrons is known as ligand. Now the compound FeCl2NH3 can form. So they can form beta optical isomerism. So we are going to study this thing in our coming chapter as well. That is what is optical isomerism, what is geometrical isomerism. And for this, the correct answer is C. Now move to the question number 43. So what is question number 43 beta basically? So in the question number 43, they're asking in the face center cubic lattice, atom A occupy the corner position. So atom A occupies corner position, right? So and the face center, whereas the atom B occupied all the octahedral voids. If the effectively one atom of B is missing from the voids in the every unit cell, the empirical formula of the compound will be. So you have to calculate the empirical formula of the compound. Now number of atom A per unit cell. So let me solve here. That is number of atoms A per unit cell per unit cell. That is the number of atom A per unit cell is equal to 4. Why? Why 4? Since it form a FCC lattice, because already given they form FCC lattice, that's why they are equal to 4. Now the number of octahedral voids in the unit cell, number of octahedral voids in a unit cell. In a unit cell. The number of octahedral voids in the unit cell is equal to number of atom in the unit cell. Number of atom in a unit cell, right? So the number of atom A per unit cell is 4. Number of octahedral voids of unit cell is equal to number of atom in the unit cell. कितने number of atom unit cell में है? So the number of atom B per unit cell, B की कितने हैं भाई? So number of atoms B per unit cell is equal to 4 minus 1. That is 3. Why 1? Because इसमें mention है साफ साफ effectively one atom of B is missing from all the unit place. So what is the formula? The formula become A4, A4 and B3. So this is the formula. That is A4 and B3. ठीक है? Sure. Move to the next question. That is question number 44. This question is from the surface chemistry. That is among the sodium sulfate, calcium chloride, aluminum sulfate, ammonium chloride, the most effective coagulating agent for Sb2H3. So remember this, the given sol is the positive. So ये given sol जो है ये positive sol है. So for this we need a maximum negative charge. So which having the maximum negative charge? Sulfate having -2, sodium sulfite, aluminum sulfate, calcium phosphate, ammonium carbonate. So out of these, aluminum sulfate, they are showing -2 charges, right? So due to the presence of this Al2SO4, let me write the formula for this. We have aluminum sulfate, Al2SO4 thrice, right? So basically the most the electrolyte would be most effective coagulating agent. In case of that, aluminum sulfide will be the most effective in coagulating, right? So always remember this thing. So this is question number 44. The first thing to notice here that the given sol is the negative sol. So once it is clear that the objective is to find the ion that has the most positive charge. So which of the following has the most positive charge? So this is the negative ion. I'm so sorry. This is the negative ion, not the positive ion, right? So if the negative ion is there, then you have to identify the most positive charge. And similarly, if the positive ion is there, you have to find the most negative one. So we know that aluminium having only +3 charge, and due to this, we are using aluminium for the coagulating. Okay. Now move to the next question. That is question number 45. So which of the following electrolyte will have maximum flotation value of FeOH3? Right, for the FeOH3. So we all know that this is also from the same thing, right? So the given sol is the positive, right? So if the sol is positive, then we use a negative one, which having the negative values. So we know that flotation given sol, hence the answer would be NaCl that only has the anion with the charge -1. because here the charge is -3, -2, right? So sodium chloride having minus charge 1 only. So we know that higher the coagulating power, lesser in the collocation value. So always remember this. Coagulating power is inversely proportional to the floccution value. So floccution value, colligative power सबसे ज्यादा, sorry, not colligative power, सबसे ज्यादा यहाँ पे if they are asking कि सबसे ज्यादा यहाँ पे coagulating पावर किसका होगा, सो coagulating पावर सबसे ज्यादा तो इन सबका होता है, जैसे फॉस्फेट है -3 चार्ज है बिकॉज दिस इज अ पॉजिटिव सॉल्ट, बट जिसकी वैल्यू जितनी कम होती है सबसे कम किसका होगा, सोडियम क्लोराइड का. सो दोज हैविंग द लेसर coagulation power and they are known as the higher flotation value. So the value is D. Correct option is D. Okay, move to the question number 46. The dispersed phase in the colloidal iron 3 hydroxide and colloidal gold is positively and the negatively charged respectively. Which of the following statement is not correct? So you have to identify the incorrect statement. So the coagulating power of both ferric hydroxide and magnesium chloride is the same towards the gold salt. So this is the incorrect statement because the coagulating power of both ferric hydride and magnesium chloride is not same towards the gold salt, right? So this is the incorrect statement. Now, move to the next question. That is question number 47. So this question is a numerical based question, and this is from the absorption chapter, right? According to the Friendlich absorption isotherm curve. So we know the formula for this. What the formula we know? That is log x by m, is equal to log k, plus 1 by n, and this is known as log p. So log x by m is equal to log k plus 1 by n log p. So here we can calculate the value of 1 and 1 and act as a slope here. So 1 n is equal to 1045, and we know 1045 is equal to 1. So n is equal to 1. So you'll get the value of n which is equal to 1. Now what is log k? So log k is equal to 0.3010. That is log 2. Value is already given. So this is known as log k. Okay. So if log k is this, then what is k? K comes out to be 2. Right? Because log 2 having value this. So we can compare and calculate the value of k. So if you know the value of all this thing, you can easily just put the put the value. So how will you put the value, beta? We know the equation like x by m is equal to k p raised to the power 1 by n, right? So we can put the value by, how will you calculate x by m? So x by m is equal to 2 into 0.2 raised to the power 1. So it comes out to be 0.4. So this is the value of x by m, that is 0.4. Option B. Option B is absolutely correct for this question. Okay? Chalo. Let's move to the question number 48. That is a solid compound contain X, Y, Z atom in the cubic lattice with X atom occupying the corner, Y atom are present in the body center position and Z atom are present at the alternate. So you have to identify the formula for this. ठीक है? चलो देखते हैं फटाफट क्या फॉर्मूला होगा. सिंस एटम एक्स इज प्रेजेंट एट द कॉर्नर, सो एक्स एटम तो कॉर्नर पे है ना, तो कॉर्नर पे हम सबको पता है कॉर्नर पे कंट्रीब्यूशन कितना होता है 1/8. तो 1/8 इंटू 8 इज इक्वल टू 1. ठीक है, तो इसका तो 1 हो गया. वाई एटम जो है वो कहाँ प्रेजेंट है, बॉडी सेंटर एंड यूज बाय ओनली 1 यूनिट सेल. सो नंबर ऑफ वाई यूनिट पर यूनिट सेल इज 1. तो वाई एटम बॉडी सेंटर है BCC, तो ये सिर्फ 1 होगा क्योंकि बोला गया सिर्फ एक ही को यूज करना है. Now Z atom is present at the alternate H center at the center of 6 out of total 12 edges. तो यहाँ पे कितना कंट्रीब्यूशन हो जाएगा, तो इनका कंट्रीब्यूशन हो जाएगा Z का 1/4 into 6. So this comes out to be 3/2. So बस फॉर्मूला बना दो अब इसको रखे, तो मैं x y z सब पता लग गया. So putting the value you'll get x2, y2 and z3. So which formula is correct? X2, Y2 and Z3. Yeah, that is option number C, which is absolutely correct. Now, move to the question number 49. So ये क्या कह रहा है भाई? तो question number 49 कह रहा है तुमसे, right? Question number 49 कह रहा है a solid is made up of the two element X and Z. The atom Z are in the CCP arrangement while the atom X occupy all the alternate tetrahedral sites. What is the formula of this compound? So this question is also formula based, right? So solid has a two element, that is X and Z. So this point is clear from the question. Z are in CCP. तो Z किसमें है? CCP arrangement. And X occupy all the alternate tetrahedral sites. ठीक है? All the alternate tetrahedral sites. ठीक है? So X occupy all the tetrahedral sites. So number of tetrahedral sites कितना हो जाएगा? Number of tetrahedral sites कितना होगा भाई? बिकॉज नंबर ऑफ एटम इन जेड इन सीसीपी अरेंजमेंट कितना दे रखा है? 100 दे रखा है। ठीक है, तो हम मान के चलते हैं कि अगर सीसीपी अरेंजमेंट में ऑक्टाहेड्रल में 100 है तो टेट्राहेड्रल में कितने हो जाएंगे? 200 हो जाएंगे, बिकॉज टेट्राहेड्रल में से ट्वाइस होते हैं ऑक्टाहेड्रल के। तो ये बात तो बिल्कुल क्लियर हो गई 200। सो अब मुझे एक्स और जेड, अब नंबर ऑफ अल्टरनेट टेट्राहेड्रल साइड्स कितना है? 100। सो नंबर ऑफ एटम ऑफ एक्स भी 100 निकल गया, तो रेशियो हमें निकालना है एक्स और जेड का। तो एक्स और जेड का रेशियो कितना आएगा? 100 रेशियो 100, दैट इज इक्वल टू 1:1। तो फॉर्मूला क्या होना चाहिए? एक्स और जेड। सो ये 49 क्वेश्चन का ए, एक्स जेड रेशियो हो जाएगा। Identify the gas that is easiest to liquefy. So you have to identify the gas which is easiest to liquefy. So we know that SO2, right? SO2 is easiest to liquefy, more readily absorbed. Thus, out of the given four choices, SO2 will be most readily absorbed. Why absorbed? Because sulfur dioxide is strongest physical forces attraction due to the sulfur dioxide. ठीक है, presence of permanent dipole in this molecule. So due to the presence of the permanent dipole in this molecule, right? Due to this dipole, they are easily absorbed and easily liquefied. ठीक है, so ये हो गया हम लोग का क्वेश्चन नंबर 50. Now move to the next question, that is 52. So what the question number 52 we generally ask? So क्या पूछ रहा है भाई 52 question? So they are asking the vapor pressure of the water at the room temperature is lower by 5 degree by dissolving a solute in it. Approximate molality of the solution is. So you have to calculate the molality of the solution, right? So let us assume that this question is numerical based question. ठीक है, so initial vapor pressure, initial vapor pressure मतलब बेटा P naught. So we are assuming that this is 100%. Now vapor pressure after lowering. So vapor pressure after lowering, after lowering कितना डिक्रीज हो गया? 5%. So this will comes out to be 100 minus 5. This is equal to 95%. So this is equal to 95%. Clear है? So this is equal to 95%. Now what formula they are using basically? So in this, which formula they are going to use? So Raoult law equation, right? So the according to the Raoult law, solution का vapor pressure always equal to mole fraction of the solvent multiply by the pressure of the solvent. ठीक है, और from the relative lowering in vapor we also know P naught minus P upon P is equal to M. The molality we can other in other words we can write as M into M upon 1000. So we know all the values. What is P naught here? So P naught is 100. What is P here? 95. 95. What is small m? We don't know. What is capital M? We know molecular mass, there 18, and this is 1000. So we can actually calculate the value of M from this, and this comes out to be 3. So this is the molality of this solution, right? So this value comes out to be 3. So the correct option is 3. Sorry, we can say the correct answer is 3. Okay. Chalo, the next question is a current strength of 96.5 ampere is passed for the 10 seconds through 1 liter solution of 0.1 molar aqueous solution of copper sulfate. Then what is the pH of the solution? So you need to calculate the pH of the solution. So this is the question number 53. So this is also a very important question. So we all know that what is pH. So pH is nothing but minus of log or concentration of hydronium ions. So we need to calculate the concentration of hydrogen ion only. if you calculate the concentration of hydronium ion, then we can easily find the value. So we know that 2F produce, according to the Faraday's law, 1 mole of copper, right? So 0.01 F कितना produce करेगा? This will produce 0.01 divided by 2 mole of copper. ठीक है? Now again, according to question, this is also given, that is 1 mole of copper also produces 1 mole of copper also produces 2 mole of H plus ions, 2 moles of H plus ion. So 0.01 divided by 2 mole of copper will produce how much? 0.01 divided by 2 into 2 mole of H plus. ठीक है, 2 मोल ऑफ H प्लस, तो वैल्यू क्या निकल के आएगा? 0.01 मोल ऑफ H प्लस. ठीक है, now 0.01 mole of H plus. So what is the concentration of H plus now? So we can write as the concentration of H plus is equal to number of mole of H divided by volume. यही तो फॉर्मूला होता है concentration का, number of mole divided by volume. So the number of mole is equal to 0.01 and the volume is equal to also 1. So this comes out to be 0.0. Now just put the value of H. So in this, if you're putting the value, you'll get the pH. pH is equal to minus log of hydronium ion, that is 0.01. So solving, you'll get the value 2. So this is how you actually calculate this. ठीक है, so I hope समझ आ गया होगा ये सबको कैसे pH निकालना. चलो, now move to the question number 55. At 300 Kelvin, the half-life sample of the gaseous compound initially at 1 atm is 100 seconds. When the pressure is 0.05 atm, the half-life 50 seconds. What is the order of reaction? So we know that half-life, for the half-life expression, we know that they depend upon the concentration, initial concentration, right? So half-life of zero order reaction is directly proportional to the initial concentration. Here, instead of concentration, we are dealing with the pressure at a constant partial pressure. And concentration of gas are directly related. Because हम लोगों ने formula पढ़ा था, P is equal to C into R into T. So it's a P is directly proportional to C. Right, concentration is directly proportional to P. So as the initial pressure is reduced to half of its value, T half also reduced to half as given in the question. So the answer would be 0. Right. So the order of reaction must be 0 here. Right. Because only in case of 0 order this will take place. Okay. So you need to remember this. Now question number 56. So what is question number 56, beta? Consider the following graph for the first order decomposition of A4 to 4A, and the graph is given. What percentage of reaction complete after the 30 minutes? So they're asking what percentage of reaction complete after 30 minutes, right? So in this question, equation, it is already given that this is A4, they converted into 4A. So when the time is equal to 0, their concentration is A molar, their concentration is 0. At T is equal to 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Their concentration is A minus X molar and their 4X molar. So as we know, A minus X is equal to 4X K. So what is the X value of X? X comes out to be A by 5. Okay? A by 5. Now the percentage of reaction as 30 minutes is nothing but A by 5 into 100. So which is equal to 20%, right? कितना हो गया? So what percentage of reaction complete in 30 minutes? That is the 20%. Always remember that is the 20% of the reaction is completed. ठीक? Yes. So we solve all the questions related to this chapter. सभी questions को हम लोगों ने solve किया. तो इस तरीके से ही क्वेश्चंस को सॉल्व करने हैं, और जितने भी मुश्किल क्वेश्चन थे उन सबको हमने डिस्कस किया, राइट। सो आई होप तुम सबको ये बहुत अच्छे से क्लियर हो गया होगा। सो दीज आर द सम इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन विच आई नीड टू डिस्कस, एंड इसको हम लोगों ने सॉल्व भी किया, राइट। सो आई होप दिस इज क्लियर नाउ। सो ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर योर नेक्स्ट पेपर एंड नेक्स्ट एग्जाम, टिल टेक केयर, और नेक्स्ट क्लास में मिलते हैं, देन वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस मच मोर थिंग्स, राइट।